Yes, we're refueled. I'm eating some figs right now. We've had some time. He confused us before, but I think we can pwn him.
Pwn, huh?
Pwn, yeah.
Or...
That's what hip people used to say.
Alright.
But I'm not hip anymore.
I've never heard that word until I met you.
It should PWN.
What?
Pwn. PWN. Pwn.
Oh, it's not P-O-N-E?
No. It's saying owned, only you actually put the P since it's right next to it on the keyboard. My brother used to say that to people even when we lost. Like we would lose in Halo, and then he would write "pwned," and they're like, "What are you talking about? You lost." And he's like, "Excuses will get you nowhere." It was so bad.
Okie dokie. Alright, let's get this booger.
Yeah, I'm sick of him not being in jail, so let's get him. Detective Ari must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. Let's look again at our evidence. Army's autopsy. Shot in the back of the head by impact with a flat object. 8 to 11 a.m. This is a photo of her deceased. So, okay. Here's the bomb. Oops. Marco, stop being a dingus. Phony fancy tale, which we now are saying is the other. Okay. Stolen just before the blast and is now missing. Bomb transport case. He has the key.
Kitty!
Kitty? What are you trying to do? As it was when Apollo was discovered. So I don't necessarily think it's that. Why was it uncovered and it says woods? And when we press him, didn't you? The victim may have had special knowledge of who the bomber was. I have no idea what thoughts Detective Army may have had inside her head. Evidence is everything. Still more of a beginner than I am. Well, maybe...
How can she mistake you if you weren't there?
Yeah, I don't get that either. Didn't... Psych say if we press circle, she can tell us what she thinks is suspicious?
That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah. I didn't really know how to... Oh. Well, consult is on. You will have the option to consult after failing to present the correct evidence a few times. It is available here. It hasn't come up yet.
Objection!
Let's try to present something else without loading, and see if it loads us back with the option to consult. But let's try to get it right for real, though. I'll detonate the bomb.
Objection!
Okay. So what happens when this happens? That's enough. I see no need to prolong the trial. Defense's case is insufficient. Juniper Woods is guilty.
Oh no.
Retry from this scene.
Okay, well, that was not good.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to see if when it takes us back... See, now we have full health again. Oh, consult! There we go. That's what I was thinking. If we did that and we went back in, would it give us the option to consult? So let's try it, since we have it, and we are really stumped.
Failed.
Mr. Ray, I think I have something here. You sensed something wrong with the testimony. That's right. Let me show you which statement I thought was strange. Thanks. That would be a big help. Now I just have to compare the evidence with the statement she points out. Ah! On the bottom, see how present is glowing now?
Yeah.
I don't think it was plain because, I mean, like, see how you can barely see the R?
What are you gonna put in that?
I don't necessarily know if it's the assault photo or if it's like this photo, but this is after he moved her, so I don't know if that would be relevant. Let's try this.
Objection!
Okay, that's it. Apparently.
Yep. I just want to make doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood. Yeah. Yes, it very clearly said L10015R. But that's odd, because that's not what I see. What on earth are you babbling on about now? Wasn't it you who claimed the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place? Take a good look at the photo in the bloody writing analysis. Tell me, does it really say L10015R? Ooh. Yeep. Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tenate? Oh, right, now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger, my bad. Come back, my beautiful contradiction. Mr. Ryan, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. Yeah, something for me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. He does look pretty flustered. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake. I don't know, did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tennant really see it? He thought he saw an R, he actually saw it. I think he did see it, and then he moved stuff around. Maybe Mr. Tennant really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing.
Broken.
Yeah, it's broken there. Huh? Now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe. That's it! What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel?
Is that the part he hit her with?
I've got it, so that's what happened. You know, I think you got a point there. A slip of the finger, is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tennant really did see the letter R. But the photo clearly shows that there is no R. No, Your Honor, actually just the he could have seen the R. If you're going to make that claim, then you'd better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tennant could have seen the R? I mean, there is something there.
Mm-hmm.
Take that!
Please look here to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red? Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up. That's the R that Mr. Tennant saw. It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you? But what Mr. Tennant saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there, before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Oh, well, that explains it, huh? Care to explain what you mean?
Oh, it was there, and then when the explosion happened, it broke it off. So he had killed her before, which is why there's a big gap in the autopsy time.
Oh, because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yep, because that's the way it really went down. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? Before the explosion. With a bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. But that's ridiculous. If that were true, it overturns your own premise. That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Order in the court. What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion? True, but consider the scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. What? It sounds like we had better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Army before the trial? Let's see. According to the police report... here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was... Tennant. Wait, what? No one besides Mr. Tennant saw the victim? That appears to be the case, Your Honor. I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tennant's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Army and I were transporting the bomb. Oh my. Mr. Tennant, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Glory. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tennant. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Mr. Tennant, your testimony, please. My testimony, there is no need for... He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head. Because all I did was transport the bomb to the courtroom. I already told you, Paul tus ocust. Gar, blast this thing. I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not? Tisk tisk, do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright? What now, Mr. Payne? Yes, Mr. Tenate may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Army. But an important piece of your assertion is missing. What important piece? The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim? Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tenate had the chance, without a weapon, we can't accuse him of the crime. Well, Mr. Tenate? Oh, yes. That's right.
Ooh, look at that face.
Jeez, look at this guy. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Army. Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction. Well, it does say she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. I think I know. Yeah, and to afflict the specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon. Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Army? I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. You can? Then please do so now. What did Mr. Tenate have that could have been used as the murder weapon? I think I know. The bomb itself. Because it's flat on the sides, and I'm sure it has some weight to it. Actually, it has 12 pounds of weight to it. I think it can be used.
Okay.
Take that!
Mr. Tenate, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon. But in fact, you have the perfect thing. What? What the devil are you talking about? You had this. That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast. The bomb blast, no, but I believe Candace Army was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Grrr. Please recall the description of Detective Army's head wound. Trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern. Ooh. Ooh. Ha 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 ha. Hee 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 hee. What's with him? And then show me some proof. Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? Ah, he's right. I don't have anything decisive. Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. But too bad. The bomb is blown to bits. It's long gone. Boom. Game over. Yay. Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb in this photo?
On the end of that paintbrush.
Yeah, I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display is a little broken here.
Oh, true.
Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Army's head. See, I was going to say that, and I thought I could present that, but I guess he did it for me. That's definitely a distinct possibility. But unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. Ugh, I guess you're right. By setting off the bomb, Tenate managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tenate murdered Detective Army before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. So let me read that again. He murdered the detective before the trial started, placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then.
Detonator?
Possibly, and I think I have just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tenate had to hide. Time to present the photo! Okay. So it's a photo, so I don't think it's the switch. Although, could be wrong about that. I mean, this is a photo.
Let's look at where Phoenix was. Maybe we keep the broken pieces on the ground there or something.
Oh, Apollo?
Yeah, sorry. I don't see it.
So, he murdered Detective Army before the trial, but he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off. That means there was something he needed to keep hidden until the bomb went off.
Her body, right? Because she wasn't in the courtroom.
Right.
Then it went off, and then he had to put her in there. He had to hide her.
Right. So maybe,
Is it the picture of his case? Is she in the case? Oh, that's the actual thing.
Yeah.
Can you prevent her profile picture?
I can't present her profile. Maybe I can present this?
Take that!
Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tenay would have to have hid the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right. If we can figure out where the hiding place was, exactly, we might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. So where could Mr. Tenay have
In
hidden
that
the...
trunk.
Yes, I agree.
Take that!
Wait, a box big enough for a body, a box that was in the courtroom the whole time? A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Tenate? What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again? You heard me. Now show me what's inside that bomb transport case. What? Why? No, there's no need. I've got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object, and then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No, that's, sir, completely false. If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? Let's not. Not if you value your life. What's he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes. What? Huh? I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off. Mr. Tenate, are you threatening me? Heh heh heh, I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me. But Mr. Tenate, didn't you say that's just a training model, a fake to practice on? I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000. But the HH-3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH-3000 that blew up courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made. What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part? Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4. Mr. Tenate, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that? The HH-3000, it is so unique, I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism, so I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there? I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check. So there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out? No, not a possibility, a certainty, I did it. So he's had a real bomb with him this whole time? You'd better get out of here while you can, you do not have much time. Didn't you say you wouldn't want him in the courtroom earlier? Yeah. I'm out of here. It's gonna blow, run! You four are still here? Well, aren't you brave? It just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. But that horrible explosion the other day. The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. As for Mr. Payne... that is... Ag! And he's off. Mr. Wright, what do we do? Ugh, it'd be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it? But the bomb might really go off. Only the 3 more minutes, folks.
But he's also sitting with it too.
Yeah. Is that bomb really the HH-3000? What should I do? Run like a yellow Betty chicken? I'd be very curious what happens if you do that. However, we'll stand our ground. Maybe call this bluff.
Alright.
I can't run now. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear HH-3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot.
Hold it!
You're not going anywhere, Detonate. Oh. Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. Are you sure, Mr. Wright? More of your famous bluffing, even at the risk of your own life. Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here. I'm not bluffing, and I have proof. You do? Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tenate's bomb is not the real HH-3000. Really? Out with it then, immediately. Where's the proof that what Mr. Tenate is holding is not the real HH-3000? Is it the crack? Because that's what he used as a murder weapon?
I don't know.
I mean, certainly the judge is not going to penalize me if I get it wrong, given the circumstances.
Take that!
The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tenate used the bomb to attack Detective Army. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Oh, you're right! Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tenate was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb in the stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Grah! Fear not, Your Honor. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself. Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright. No, stop! What is that? Is that a bloodstain? Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tenate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm that it's Detective Army's blood, and that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Army. How about it, Mr. Tenate? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? I wonder if he's going to have a meltdown. Dismantle it. Ha 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 ha, you're too late. You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time. This HH-3000 is about to explode. Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tenate. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. It's real. This bomb is the real thing, I tell you. It's real. Ha 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 he he he. Ha 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 ha. Mad Bomber Party of One. There's no time left. It's going to blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I can dismantle anything. I can take apart evidence. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle, 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 dismantle. I'm not gonna make it. Only one thing left to do. Stop. Made it. Game over. Dismantle attempt failed. It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. Then that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found that kid all up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him and BAM! And when the idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Yeah, he's certainly a victim. Detonate, you are hereby under arrest, on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial.
You're also arrested for the murder of Candace Army.
Yeah, well maybe we have to dismiss her first and then he can do that. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Wood's verdict. Court is adjourned. You did it, boss. Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once, it was amazing. It just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of here, that was great. Mr. Wright, Thena, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace. I hope that both of you will come and visit me there sometime. That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you could make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think. What? That's no forest, that's a mountain. But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unsolved mystery you're thinking of?
The detonator?
Ah, yes.
Take that!
The remote switch, right? Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Tenate just got rid of it somewhere. Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our non-guilty verdict. I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Junie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone. Okay. Huh? Her grandmother? No, silly, to Apollo. Oh, right. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why? I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. I was wondering about why he's wearing that. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature.
Uh-oh. Unicorns.
I hope our defendant is like literally like Loch Ness Monster or something. So I guess the next case is going to be that. I wonder if in a later case that switch is going to come back.
Probably.
Yeah, because I feel like that's foreshadowing there. Yes, kitty. So that's it for that case. Ugh. I'm glad we could wipe that smug look off his goggles, because,
Who's annoying?
yeah, he got what he deserved. A nice guilty, well, he's not guilty yet, but he's gonna be. Alright, well, that's it for the first Turnabout. The Monsters Turnabout is the next one. Whatever the first one was called. I'll figure it out.